first time that we've seen ICE and CBP abuse their power. It's probably the millionth fucking time that we've seen this happen. And it's not even the first time that someone has been seriously injured or lost their lives. And so these politicians and these local, state, and municipal law enforcement agencies need to wake the fuck up. I appreciate the foul language coming out of the mouth of, the mayor of Minneapolis. And I think that his sentiment in the moment was appropriate. That being said,
Jacob Frey is a piece of shit that's inciting more and more violence against ICE officers. That's going to get more people killed, especially people that you are siding with that are going out there and putting themselves in harm's way because they're fucking indoctrinated and propagandized to the point that they think they're actually fighting Nazis. They think that they're fucking fighting the Gestapo. Because of rhetoric like this, you're not doing anybody any favors. You're just inciting more and more violence, and you're going to have more and more deaths, but you don't give a shit because you just want that clickbait.
What are you doing? What are you directing your law enforcement agencies to do to protect your citizens?
What are you doing for the citizens that you're claiming to represent? You're just putting them in harm's way because you're stoking the flames here. You're stoking the flames, pouring more gasoline on the fire that does not need to be there because there's already enough animosity on both sides. But you don't try to calm the waters. What do you try to do? You do this bullshit and get more propaganda and lies that leads to more and more violence and more death on both sides.
How are you going about doing that? I don't need to hear from the chief of police that we all need to remain calm and protest peacefully. Fuck you and fuck that. What are you doing to keep me safe? What are you doing to keep my mother safe, my sister safe, my community safe from these thugs? That's what I need to hear coming out of these agents.
These people that you claim are thugs are just doing their fucking job. That's all they're doing. They're getting rid of rapists. They're getting rid of murderers. They're getting rid of molesters. Getting rid of child sex traffickers. They're getting rid of human traffickers. They're getting rid of drug dealers. They're getting rid of the worst of the worst. And you're fucking standing with these people. You are fighting our ICE agents to keep these people in this country that are literally going to hurt people like me and other minorities because these people are not put in your fucking white neighborhoods. They're put in our neighborhoods. They're put in with people like us. And then we have to deal with all the repercussions of these open borders.
Are these officers? Because if you're not going to do it, then it's time for the American people to organize and to utilize their Second Amendment right to protect themselves from what has clearly become an unaccountable and lawless agency that's killing Americans.
They've killed one American. They've killed one American. And now you're telling people to pick up arms, and you're not just telling Americans, you're telling also illegal immigrants to pick up arms and go against federal agents. You should be in fucking prison for incitement. And you talk about Trump, when you say you're going to go peacefully and patriotically and go voice your opinions, you're going to talk about Trump was an insurrectionist? That is the true definition of insurrection right there. Go pick up arms and fight the federal government for implementing federal laws, for applying federal laws to your sanctuary cities. Go pick up guns and fight federal agents on behalf of a bunch of horrible people that should not be here. Now, if these idiots got out of the way, we wouldn't have any of these problems. We'd be fine. But you obstruct, impede these federal agents, putting them in harm's way, and then bad shit happens. And all you're trying to do is promote more and more violence that's going to lead to a civil war. And I guarantee a lot of people on the right ain't going to fucking put up with that too long. Seeing y'all just shoot a bunch of federal agents in the streets in their neighborhoods that are just fucking trying to protect them by removing these illegal criminal aliens. I guarantee that ain't going to last too long. And what's it going to do? And I'm not promoting this, but it's going to start a civil conflict all around the country, and it's going to escalate, and it's going to get worse and worse. And then you're really going to see a lot of blood on the streets. And I hope that never happens. But the way y'all are talking, that's where it's headed.